certain situations, you want certain stability. If you put your money to a bank account, the number is going to stay roughly the same and you earn a little bit of interest, whatever. But like you kind of have this reliance.
I bought my house in stablecoins as well, and I decorated it and did a list with stablecoins. So like they do have a real world utility and use case. What do you think the utility or the necessity for having a stablecoin is? Like, why do we need stablecoins in general, in crypto land?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure I can give a good answer on like why we need them. At the end of the day, for me, it's like a practicality thing, right? I think volatility is not great for multiple reasons. I think if you want to save money or like have a store of value somewhere that is safe and you don't want it to be volatile. So naturally, I think if you don't want to, get into the thrills of like up and downs of price movements, stablecoins are great for that. And the other side of the thing is, unfortunately, or like at the end of the day, fiat currency still plays a major role in the world, right? In our lives and the financial system. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, right? So like I said, most stablecoins are pegged to the US dollar, which at the end of the day is a fiat currency backed by the US government. And the US government is collecting tax payments in US dollars, right? You can't pay your taxes in Bitcoin. So I think fiat currency at the end of the day still plays a dominant role in the financial system of today. So naturally having someone that kind of like mirrors that in the crypto world just feels natural, right? It just feels like a practical thing, something that people can hold on to, right? I think that a lot of people, even Bitcoin maxis, they still look at the Bitcoin to dollar price, right? In theory, if you're Bitcoin maxi, you shouldn't care how much dollar one Bitcoin is worth, right? One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. So I think at the end of the day, it's a psychological thing. Like that's just what you're used to. You denominate value and money in a certain fiat currency. And if you want to on-ramp crypto, like if you want your money that you have in your fiat currency, if you want to turn that into crypto, it's much easier to do that with a stable coin.
I think the people that have really embraced that over the last, say, 6 years is probably exchanges. Because I remember back in the day, a lot of exchanges, like if they wanted to do USD as a trading pair, they needed an actual bank account. And then if you're an exchange and you go, hey bank, can you give me a bank account? They'll be like, see you later, and put the phone down. So a lot of these exchanges, they literally couldn't list fiat pairs, right? But they could list a digital coin that represented a USD. And at the end of the day, that's all they cared about and needed. You just needed a Bitcoin USD trading pair. That's what people wanted. And they don't care that you can't get a bank account or whatever. But if you're tech savvy, you can be able to add that stable coin to your centralized exchange. And hey, a lot of them did that. And I think that's probably how Tether grew a lot in the early days. It was sort of like a proxy for needing real USD. And I guess maybe in the DeFi world, a lot of these stable coins are useful in different apps, whether it might be some order book exchange, like some central limit order book, like a Serum kind of thing, or we'll talk a moment in about vaults and AMMs and stuff like that. Or maybe it's just some app which rewards people in stable coins or does something, right? Like I think having a stable coin as like a core pillar is just good for being able to easily integrate into all of these different apps. And you don't know where it might end up and what people need it for, but the point is that it's very easy for them to offer fiat pricing to people, and that's how a lot of people think.
Yeah, I think you said it exactly right. At the end of the day, certain situations, you want certain stability. If you put your money to a bank account, the number is going to stay roughly the same and you earn a little bit of interest, whatever. But like you kind of have this reliance that like in 2 years, if you look at it, the number is still mostly there, right? The money is.
Yeah, and like I always tell people, I think I mentioned this before, I bought my house in stablecoins as well, and I decorated it and did a list with stablecoins. So like they do have a real world utility and use case, and especially many countries in the world, they love it.